It's been exactly 2 years this month. I remember sitting on the bus on my way to LaGuardia Airport in New York. I felt this incredible excitement because I knew at that time that would be the last time that I would need to hop on a plane just to get a glimpse of my family before I finally retire and reunite with them permanently. On the same token, I was worried. I was worried because of the uncertainty that would follow, the following retirement that would take place the next month. So I used that travel time to rethink my focus on what I would be doing when I retire from the Navy. I started thinking about the leadership, managerial skills, and abilities that I learned from the Navy. And I thought that was a very good start. And I decided to focus on leadership because I used to think that leadership and management are the same. But the more I started learning and growing my understanding of what leadership is about, the more I'm convinced and realize that leadership is totally different from management. Because to me, management is all about the control of things, whereas leadership is about dealing with people. It's about embracing people. It's about developing them. It's about growing them. It's about helping them, collaborating with them to build that human connection and acknowledge and celebrate that value distribution that they bring. It also got me thinking whether these 4 leadership characteristics that I'm about to share with you were something that I demonstrated, or that's thinking that I had permeated my mind. Question whether I was just simply following. So these leadership characteristics are courage, accountability, humility, and integrity. One of the most important leadership characteristics is courage, because courage is the ability and the capacity to endure and persevere in the face of fear, in the face of struggles, in the face of difficult times. There were times in the military where I could have given up. The time where I was having so much difficulties understanding and expressing myself in the English language when I first started out. The time when my mind was confused and my heart was broken into pieces because my marriage ended. I didn't really know how to summon up or when to summon up my courage, but I sustained hope. I kept that faith alive. I kept that belief in myself that one day everything would turn out to be okay. And it did. With courage comes with tremendous accountability. And that accountability itself is taking responsibility, absolute responsibility for your action. Yes, responsibility is something that you can delegate, but accountability itself lies with you. There were times in the military where I lacked of accountability. Why? Because I didn't protect it. I dabbled into many things that were presented in front of me, good opportunities. But at the end of the day, none of those really gave me satisfaction and fulfillment and real progress. But just like any other great leaders, I understood that for every mistake, for every failure, there is that opportunity for growth. And that is where I got my courage. Because just like any other leaders, they understand that humility is essential to learning, to becoming a leader. Perhaps what pulls courage, accountability, and humility is the value that integrity brings to one character. It's all about integrity. Integrity is easier said than done. It's kind of like when doing things where no one is looking. But in our society today, what seems common sense is not common practice. When things get tough, when you're faced with difficult situation, people tend to act in a dishonest way. Perhaps what overlays all these 4 leadership characteristics of courage, accountability, humility, integrity is a philosophy that leadership is important, that leadership is not easy, Just think about it. If leadership was easy, there would be more people who demonstrate mastery, passion, audacity, and love in the way they carry out their lives. But there's good news here. The good news here, leadership can be taught. Leadership can be learned. If and only you have the eyes and hearts to view it that way. So if there's any one thing that I would hope and wish that you can take away from this speech, my invitation for you is this. The world is short of leaders. The world is short of humanitarians. Why wait for them to show up when you have the opportunity to start taking action because you already have it in you to become one of them?